Welcome to Club Xbox and Club PlayStation, Season 2, Level 9. Join us today, Mr. Jason Novak. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going, Tim?
Good, good. Today, we're celebrating 15 years of the almighty Xbox.
Well, I'm not sure if we can call it almighty.
I mean, it's a supercomputer, as they would like to say, as Microsoft would like to say sometimes, right?
They've had an interesting time in the console space. Be interesting to look at the all three of their generations and see how they really compare and what they mean.
Yes, indeed. So, that's one thing on the agenda today. As well as the PlayStation Pro has launched. We got this PS4 Pro, and it's good, I guess. I don't know. It
Yeah,
melts. It
it's.
melts a little bit.
I didn't hear about that until you shared the notes about that. I
Yeah,
was
there's
not
some melting in
aware.
here. But then I have to verify how.
Yeah.
I mean, it could just be someone that didn't have
Look,
any ventilation.
well, even then, I mean, I've done some crazy stuff with computers, and this current generation of consoles, the Xbox One and the PS4, are really just custom PCs. And I've never seen, I've done some hardcore overclocking, and I've never seen a system melt.
Um, I'm looking into this. There are a lot of stories on this, but it might be a hoax. It could be a hoax. We're not sure.
I don't know. I guess let's just, I mean, with the PS4 Pro, I guess we could start there. Current reviews are coming in, and I'm torn because right now my big thing is VR, and I'm loving my VR, and I think it's more than adequate with a
It
regular
won't
PS4.
affect VR unless the game's actually updated first.
I understand that, but by what I understand is the games where it is making a difference. For example, one of your favorite games right now,
Hmm.
Until Dawn: Rush of Blood, apparently is drastically improved.
It's not bad. What's wrong with it? What am I missing out on, Jason?
It I personally, I'm not too fond of the game, but I will at least agree that graphically it looks like mid to early era PS3 games that are trying to
Yeah.
look realistic but really aren't. And apparently, it does a better job with the PS4 Pro.
Okay. I should say that game scares the crap out of me, as we'll talk about later.
Well, they keep talking about apparently the PS4 Pro with the PSVR does super sampling, which is some crazy wizarding term that makes no sense to me, where they render it at a higher resolution, but then output it at a lower resolution, and somehow that makes it look better, even though it's at a lower resolution, which really makes no sense, none whatsoever.
That's well, I mean they do that with the 1080p TVs. It's 4K downset from the 1080, which you got more to start with, I guess.
But it's still 1080. It just logically makes no sense to me. I don't know. I want to kind of. I know it's going to be a long time before I'm able to really dive in and compare side by side, but I almost want to go to Best Buy and say, all right, I want to see this 4K stream output to this 4K TV and this 1080p TV right next to each other.
Remember the days when you could go to Blockbuster and rent a console for like $20?
Yes, I do. Oh my God. I also remember the mom and pop shops that would let you rent consoles and stuff too.
No more. Not a thing.
Nope. But then again, I wouldn't want to rent somebody's PSVR anyways.
You could rent the console to test the difference between the two systems.
Well, then I also need to rent the TVs and blah blah blah. But anyway, so the PS4 Pro. Um,
Anyways,
one thing I will say that I like is I like that they're giving people the choice on where to put that extra power. Um,
it's a very so what you're referring to is games are inconsistent in what they do with the power, and some give you almost PC like settings and like,
and choices,
hey,
yeah.
I want it. It's like it's very
Some developers take all
non-console like.
some developers take all the power and put it at a specific thing. They'll say, all the extra PS4 power, the only thing we're going to do is up-res it to 4K textures. But some games, the developers are giving you the choice where you can say up-res it to 4K textures or get a guaranteed 60 frames per second smoother frame rate or HDR, just do HDR. There's lots of options that they're giving people.
See all the stuff you're saying. That's exactly why I don't really care about PlayStation Pro.
And I'll be honest, I don't care too much either. I'm about to blaspheme here and say I'm actually happy with 720 most of the time. And I mean that.
Sure.
Um, but on the other hand, like I said, with my PSVR, if I could get a smoother or more stable PSVR on some games, I'll take that in a heartbeat any day and twice on Sunday, you know?
You play twice as much on your PSVR on Sunday than you do Saturday?
Yeah, I work Saturdays.
Oh, there you go. Oh gosh. So yeah, it's launched. It's curious. There's so many great bundles for the Slim right now. The Pro is like out there. People are buying it, but there's no like good bundle to sell you on it. It's like, do you want the Pro? You're not going to get any games with it. It's just like going to be more expensive, and you
Well, I
don't get
did,
the good games.
and I also saw that it is already $30 off. Somebody has a like sale
Of
or
course,
an
and
early sale.
Target on Sunday this week is 10% off all electronics and
I remember the last
all
time
that.
Target had that. You almost went broke.
No, that was more than that. It was like 20%
I don't know. It
off.
was
It
it
was a
was
lot. I got my $400 PlayStation for $300 that day, I think, or 320.
well, that's 25% off. If it was 300, it was 25% off. If it was 320, it was 20% off. So
Yeah, I got a better discount to 10.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't
anyways,
know. I don't think right now PS4 Pro is in the works for me, but I am that little bit jealous of people that are able to do it.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So there's a list of supported games at launch. Basically, all the first party titles have been upgraded.
And some
So
random older first party titles too, like Infamous Second Son, which wasn't that a launch title?
yeah, come on. The,
You
the
know,
evergreen titles such as Knack, Jason.
oh Jesus Christ.
Knack, one of the definitive titles for PS4. One of my I platinum that title. I'm a very fond Knack fan.
I would be
I'm
ashamed of
hoping
platinuming that game.
it's good. It got so much crap, and I don't know why. Because I rather enjoyed it. It's
I'm just having fun giving it crap for you because
I
I've
think
never
it
played
needs
it.
to have a sequel done entirely in VR, kind of like Playroom VR. I think that'd be amazing.
Knack 2, Knick Knack.
Knack. Knack VR. That needs to happen. Knack 2 needs to be a VR game.
Yeah, we'll see.
Have you played the Playroom VR yet?
You wait a minute.
The
Playroom VR.
multi-platform. It's a there's a single level you can play.
No,
It's a third-person platformer, like a Super Mario
I
type
see.
game.
Now that I think about it, I see the icon, but no, I haven't. I was thinking about the
You
PlayStation VR Worlds, but no, I
you
haven't
need to.
done.
It is good.
Is it?
It is like it's like Mario 64 for VR. It's like has inventive ideas. It proves that third-person VR actually is amazing in a platforming setting,
Maybe
and
after we get done talking, I'll
yeah,
boot that up for some
yeah, it's
bedtime gaming.
quick. It's quick. It's just a single level. But
Okay.
so you get Battlefield 1 Battle Zone, my beloved tank game that I still do not own yet. Bound, another VR game, which is also not VR. Then you have all the Call of Duties, Jason. Black Ops
Of
3,
course.
Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered. Was Ghost on PS4? Was that the first one?
I think it was. I
Okay,
think
so
that
not
was the
all of
first
them.
one.
Uh, Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
That's Deus, not Deuce. No,
Deus. Okay.
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex. Drive Club VR, Jason.
I hated that.
Very excited for this. All these VR titles. Very
Yeah,
tempting.
that's. I mean, it seems like that's where a lot of the people are really putting emphasis is getting some benefit out of the
Right?
extra power for the VR. I think it's amazing what they've done with the power of
I
just the
agree.
PS4. That I'm glad that the
Yeah,
PSVR is giving them more.
I wonder what that processor unit does. Like how much
I don't know.
lifting it does.
Personally, I'm kind of hoping it doesn't do too much because I'd love for the availability to take my Generation One PSVR up to a PlayStation 5 when that comes out if I wanted to.
What do you mean?
Well, everybody is sure that sooner or later we'll get a Generation 2 PSVR, which, if nothing else, it would just have higher resolution screens. But I'm hoping that a lot of the processing power can get folded into the console, that I can take my Gen 1 PSVR and migrate it to the PlayStation 5 when that comes out. Because it's
Oh, I
going to
see what
come
you're
out.
saying. But you'd rather have the new headset though, right? With the better
I'm sure I
screen.
would, but you know what? If I can upgrade piecemeal, it makes it a lot easier.
It does. Yep. Let's see. EA Sports, FIFA 17, Firewatch, Helldivers, Hitman, Hustle Kings, First or Infamous First Light, Second
Firewatch
Son.
I'm curious why that has PSVR support. It was
No,
not a
this is Pro.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant. I apologize. PS4 Pro support, because it was not an intensive game.
I'm curious too.
I mean, I
It's,
have it, and
I
it
mean, it might
just
just be in 4K.
I guess, but it's stylized art type of thing that I I'm almost
It's a good thing to be on the press release for Pro, that like another opportunity to sell a game, right?
yeah. Speaking of which, a quick tangential side note: did you see that Firewatch is getting a limited physical copy release?
You know I could care less about this
I know you could
season.
care. You could
I
care
did see
less.
that. I did see that. Yes.
I like my physical copies. That having been said, I was not enamored enough with the game to want to
I
get a
really
physical
want that
copy.
to go on sale one of these days. $15. That's all I ask. It's at 20 right now.
You cheap, cheap bastard.
You know, $5, man. You know, I bought on sale the bundle of for $16. You got in this 10th year anniversary of PSN the what's the Detroit people making Detroit Heavy Rain
Yeah,
and Beyond Two Souls.
yeah.
So I bought that bundle for 16. I think I'm gonna play that on my headset in cinematic mode because
I
it's
do.
very story driven game.
I do enjoy the occasional playing in cinematic mode. The other day, my wife and she wanted to watch something on TV, and I wanted to play, so I just played a game in cinematic mode while she had the DVD player hooked up.
Oh, look at you
Yeah.
in your own little world.
Yep.
Yeah, but I was very torn upon buying a non VR game. 'Cause it's like, all I want to play is VR, but I know I really want. These are like, it's not like a Naughty Dog game, but it's like a very highly respected storytelling developer
Yes.
that I really should play these two games.
Well, I there are a couple of non VR games. One in particular coming out at the end of this month that I'm going to be on like a fat kid on a ho ho. But other than that, yeah, I've got so much VR gaming going on.
So yeah, I bought those, and yeah, I'll get them. I'll play them. I have them, but I'll play them finally.
Yeah.
It's on my list for a while to get those, and I was glad they're on sale. And I'm glad they had a PS4 remaster because it was PS3 games originally. So the rest of the list: Knack Me After 3, Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, your favorite game of all time.
Not
NBA
of all time, but that
2K17,
was Game of the Year that year.
Paragon, PlayStation VR Worlds, Ratchet and Clank, Res Infinite, Riggs, Mechanized Combat League, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Robinson, The Journey, all these VR games, Jason.
I know.
Smite, Superstar Nostalgia, Elder Scrolls Online, Tamriel Unlimited, Skyrim Special Edition, Last of Us Remastered, Last of Us Left Behind, Playroom VR, Titanfall 2, Tumble, another VR game, Uncharted 4, Until Dawn, A Rush of Blood, another VR game, Viking Squad, Wheels of Aurelia, World of Tanks, and XCOM 2. So that's the original list of launch titles with the Pro. Half of those, I must say, those at least half, almost half, VR games.
Yeah, and like I said, that's where a lot of people are putting all that power, and I want to dive in, but it's just not the right time for me.
Now, speaking of VR games, we have a top 10 in the download list for its first month. And I've noticed an interesting trend, Jason, of the first three games for sure. That all three of these games utilize the Move controllers. Is that a
I didn't
weird
notice that. I'm pulling,
coincidence? So we got Job Simulators number 1, Batman number 2, and Rush of Blood number 3.
which is funny because of the three of those, Batman is the only one I even cared for. I did not like the silliness of Job Simulator, and I need to go back and try the demo of Rush of Blood again. But I already discussed with you. I felt the way they wanted me to hold. I'm not talking about
I'm
full.
confused.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm not talking full arm extension. Okay, pretend this Coke can because I don't have my moves
Mm-hmm.
in arm's reach. They want you to essentially tilt forward so much that
No, you don't need
especially
to do that.
when it did it for me, especially anytime I wanted to aim lower, it really, if I didn't have my hand tilted extraordinarily forward, which became uncomfortable.
No, your hands are more like this.
Not for me. They weren't.
You didn't calibrate right, Jason. You need to calibrate yourself better.
I don't know. Maybe I'll try it
You
again.
do. Let's test out some different calibrations. It's not uncomfortable at all.
But honestly, yes, I think that the more people really implement the moves, you can do some really cool stuff with that. I think that I would love to see, for example, an RTS with the moves that allow me to kind of have like godlike hands that I can point, select, and actually move things.
I just want to paint. Let's give me a paintbrush.
You know, it's I
VR
bet you it's coming.
paintbrush. That'd be
I,
great.
there is
How
a
hard is that?
well,
VR paintbrush.
there is a VR paint application slash game on the Vive that who knows, maybe that's going to come over because
Very cool.
a lot of things keep coming over. But
And I'm very surprised VR Worlds is number 4 on this list. Like, who is buying that $40 package?
I'm wondering if that's counting as the pack-in on the deluxe bundle.
That's downloads. It's the downloads. This
That's
is from the PSN store.
I didn't realize that was the
I'm
download
buying
list.
this, and they got Here They Lie, and I understand Keep Talking No Explodes. I understand it's pretty great. You Valkyrie, Gun Jack, and Harmonix and Sportswear VR. You're missing it's weird. Like there's so many like where's Thumper? That's like my favorite game, probably one of my
Where's
favorite games.
where's Super Hypercube?
Yeah, where is that? Right? Why is that not instead of PlayStation VR Worlds? Much better value in game.
I think the problem is it's suffering from the typical indie just not getting as many sales or downloads.
Is it? I've heard this complaint. $30 is too much for Super Hypercube.
Was it 30?
It's 30.
Eh.
I
It
don't like.
it's
I can
massively
sort of
worth it.
see that
No,
complaint, but not
I can't.
really.
I can't.
it's
It is.
endless
That's
replay value.
that's kind of like saying $30 is too much for Tetris, and I don't
Yeah,
care
how
that
much was
Tetris.
Tetris back in the day? Like that was a full price game. It wasn't like a throwaway. Like
Yeah, and I don't care that Tetris even came out that long ago. You can still to this day buy versions of Tetris, new versions that are costing that much or more, and
and
it
I
is
enjoy
well
this
worth.
much more on Tetris. I'll just be frank.
Yeah.
Tetris just frustrates me because I can't really progress very far in that game.
Oh,
Now,
speaking of progressing in
yeah,
game,
we are killing it on the Super Hypercube front. I must say.
yeah, I think I'm currently ranked 64th in the world.
Yeah, I'm like 130 in the world. Like we're up there. I think. Well, I'm at like 3,300 points, something like that. What am I at? 2,700. I'm up there.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I had one hell of a great
Right?
stretch that I sent to you.
So yeah, Super Hypercube. You really do get your skill level really naturally gets better and better. Like without becoming like it's without like Tetris. I feel like I've hit my plateau. Like I'm not gonna ever win at Tetris. This I feel I can win at. Like
Well, I will also say, being completely frank, I do also feel like there is an element of luck to Super Hypercube
so
because sometimes you get like
you
an
need
extraordinarily
unique parts.
long shape that you can just always tell when it's long. It's quick to fit it in there, and yeah,
Or you have some things poking off of it. Pretty
yeah, some very
distinct.
specific angles.
But you still have to get the skill of recognizing the different shapes. At the beginning, I was terrible at recognizing what the 2D shape of this object was, and even if I had that, that wouldn't have helped. So there is a skill that goes along with that. And then realizing you can stand up and look over the cube, and standing up the first time is like, whoa,
Yeah.
different
Either way,
vantage point.
I,
But it's a fierce game.
oh, 100%. And kind of, I guess, talking because we're kind of there anyways. So tell me about Eagle Flight.
Okay, Eagle Flight. Okay, this is a $40 release. A very full, feels like a very full game to me.
Is it worth $40? Start there.
For me, it definitely was and is. I played it. I wish there was a time tracker on PlayStation. There isn't, I guess.
No, not that I
But
know
I
of.
played it quite a bit on Saturday and Sunday. There's a single player mode where it's a lot of like your going through obstacle courses. You're also having combat with birds and falcons
How
and
do you
bats.
combat a bird?
So okay, and I should also
First of
start
all,
off
how do you
that you are
combat
an
a bird
eagle. You are an
as
eagle
a
in
bird?
this game, and the story is you are born an eagle as a bird, and your goal. You're in Paris, an overgrown Paris, in this post-human world. It's been overgrown by nature, and you're trying to move your nest progressively from a better spot to a lower spot to a better spot to a better spot. Eventually, the Eiffel Tower is your end goal to what you want to take over. And when you combat, you press the square button, and that sends out an eagle soar, like a wind burst, and that's like a bullet, and you can shoot them. There's also a shield mechanic as well that you have. But this game, Jason, is the best game in virtual reality for flying. There's they've somehow done it where no sickness really happens. You don't get sick. You can be doing sorts of crazy stuff, and so you tilt your head to turn, and you look around the turn and move, and then you speed up and slow down with two triggers. Um, there's a free look mode that you unlock at a certain point, which I would not recommend using. Free look is just gives you not good feelings. But if you use it in the normal way, you can play for like I played for probably 3 hours in one spurt.
No
Felt great.
shizer.
Felt great at the end. Like try that in Eve Valkyrie. I'm not going to be feeling well at the end of 3 hours not getting out. And this is 3 hours of like you're flying most of the time. Like it's not waiting around in the lobby for Eve to start up again. The there is a multiplayer component, PvP. It's a capture the flag game, and that really works well with some stipulations. First off, VR has a low user base, so depending on the day and time, you may or may not have the best of luck with matches. Um, I had better luck.
But it's one versus one PvP, right?
It's 3v3.
See
And
that
they
yeah.
need to adjust. I think they'll adjust this. I think they've been getting feedback on this because currently there's the one frustration is when you're in a match that's like 2v3 or 1v3 or even 4v2, which can happen because you're able to switch teams in the lobby, and there's no way there isn't a mechanic yet to stop players from just like all leaving onto one team, and it's frustrating when you're the two persons or one person.
Yeah.
When you do have a balanced match, though, it gets really intense, and it's some of the best gameplay and battles I've had in a long time. Like it feels like you're literally flying around Paris, and you're a part of this. I don't know, flying V. You know, you're going after this thing. You're battling other birds, and you're playing chicken, literally playing eagle. I guess I don't know when you're going at each other, and it's great. It's like there's some really great moments in it.
I don't know. I feel like I need a demo first.
Yeah, the flying. I mean, the single player flying, just like I could just go in there, and if I've I just want to enjoy myself, I'm gonna just chill out and fly around Paris because like that's a good feeling. It's beautiful. I don't know how I do it. It's beautiful. Um, yeah, it's good. There's like giraffes and elephants roaming around
All right.
Paris. What else? There is a storyline as you move to the Eiffel Tower from place to place. There's a little narrator dude. It's kind of a corny story, but
That
what else
is,
are you gonna do?
yeah, I don't know. See, I feel like sometimes they should have just accepted what it was type of thing.
I appreciate that they did put it in though. It's like okay, okay. And there's different star levels you can get on each of the levels. There's probably about 30, no, probably about 50 challenges in the single player that you can get up the star levels in and things like that. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and there's collectibles within this open world map of Paris. So you have the missions, and then within there, you're also able to fly around and explore the city. And in each area, there's fish, there's feathers, and other things to collect. So there's plenty to keep you occupied if you are a completionist and that kind of gamer.
When I do get really into a game, yes, I am a completionist.
Yeah. So I think I may become that with this game because it's just a fun world to be in.
Okay.
So, and it's 40
Well,
bucks. I felt for me it's a better value so far than the Valkyrie by far.
so you know, as for me, I what I've been playing. First of all, because it's been a while since last we spoke, Pixel Gear has been a heck of a game for me.
Yeah, that's a $10 game, $11 game.
And honestly, they could have easily charged 20 as far as I'm concerned.
So single move controller, right?
Single move controller. It relives the glory days of arcade shooters. Your games like what is it? What was it? Lethal Weapon, House of the Dead, Maximum Force. You know, those gun shooting games. And it's so great, and the VR makes it so much better. I mean, the arcade shooters are better with VR. There's no two ways about it. And the fact that it's not trying to be realistic, it's a cartoony, like almost Minecraft style graphical game, helps it look really good. There's no issue with resolution or anything like that. And it's just good.
So it's got different waves of enemies. What do you shoot?
There are three separate maps with 5 separate difficulty levels, and each map, yes, has multiple waves of enemies with a boss encounter at the end.
What are you shooting?
Skeletons, these ogre-like things, like zombie knights, occasionally witches.
They always come towards you or to the sides as well?
It varies. Some of them are just kind of there's an ogre-like monster that has a Gatling gun that it doesn't actually come forward. It just pops up and starts shooting at you until you take it out. Bats will sometimes kind of zigzag as they get closer before getting close enough to charge at you. There are some skeletons that just kind of wander around out there and occasionally throw bones at you. So yeah, some people will come at you to attack you. Others, you just have to pay attention and...
Are you able to shoot their projectiles?
Yes. You are able to shoot their projectiles, and every character or every enemy also has essentially a weak spot. Most enemies, it's the head, so one shot in the head will take them out and automatically, no issue.
There's an aiming reticle?
Actually, not only is there a reticle, actually, it's more you have a laser.
Okay, cool.
Really good, really like it. It's just fun.
Is there a high score thing yet, or no?
I don't know if there's a competitive high score, but you do have your own skill ranking and scoring in there.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, there's even some of the trophies are like get S rank on a level, double S, triple S, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Like I said, lots of fun, well worth the price. Another game I got that is definitely interesting. I kind of want to spend more time with it. Is Tethered.
Oh yes, I really want this one.
It's kind of a Lemmings style game where you have these creatures that you command similar to lemmings, but the way it works is you look at something to essentially focus your reticle on it, then you press a button to select it, and then you will look at something else to focus your reticle on whatever, like trees, to focus. And once you look at the trees, if you let go of the select button, that person knows, oh, you want me to go chop down trees, and they begin doing that. It uses a standard PlayStation controller, no move. I feel like it would be better with a move because you could point and click and everything. And it's kind of slow having to look at one thing, look at what you want it to do, and then select somebody else. And each level is kind of like a puzzle where you're trying to stay alive from waves of monsters while at the same time collecting enough of a resource to basically unlock the next level.
And what's it? I mean, it's a third-person game.
Mm-hmm.
Does it just feel big and vast? Like, what's
the... Honestly, yes and no. Because you're essentially playing on, for lack of a better term, floating islands. And so you see this floating island in front of you, and there will be certain points that you can automatically move the camera to and simply look from that point. It's not a free roam. There are fixed camera angles, and you can on the fly you can point, click, and move over there type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it could you feel massive simply because, like I said, the fact that you're looking at these quote floating islands and dictating people on them and everything like that.
Okay. Now, I've played a lot of Rush of Blood, Jason. A lot of Rush of Blood.
I'm surprised your
A
blood pressure is
lot.
low enough to be able to
My
talk to me
heart's not
tonight.
exploded. Now, I should say I had to repair my Move controllers. Quite the procedure. Was not sure if it'd work for a while because the screws were being stubborn. But I got the battery swapped. And man, do I hate these Move. Like, I just hate. I wish they used the new chargers. Like, why didn't somebody
Yeah,
update these things?
actually, if I'm correct, didn't they update the moves to a new control? Are you sure that the most recent model?
Yeah, the most recent model uses the PS3 chargers.
Are you 100% certain about that?
100% certain.
Because I could have sworn that they did,
No, they just
but
put new
that
batteries in the existing hardware.
mm,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've got enough of those chargers around there that it doesn't bother
But
me.
yeah, I feel a lot of people are having this experience of like they're buying Move controllers and they just don't work because the batteries are all toast.
Well, I bought brand new ones when I got the deluxe bundle. I didn't buy.
I know. I'm
Um,
just saying, vast majority of people, I would say, would have this experience as they're trying to get up and ready with VR. But now that they are working, um, it's great being able to play these games. It is a bit odd, like every time I turn on the controller, it brings me back to the home screen. Which player do you want to use this controller with?
yeah, yeah.
For both of them, it's like I want both of these. Can you not remember? But Rush of Blood, I am at the final level. I've not played that one yet, but I played all the other ones. And oh boy, Jason, does this game? If you have neighbors nearby, they may be scared for your safety. I know I was yelling at like full throttle, if we want to call it that, full volume, because there's some moments in here that just freak the hell out of you. Like, you know, there's surprises for sure.
Well,
Um,
I will tell you, while I did not necessarily care over much for what I played, I did appreciate the two move controller independent gun shooting. I mean, it
the
was
shooting is so great, man, so great.
yeah. I actually especially like in the demo. I had the shotguns, and instead of pointing them forward because you have the lights attached to them, I pointed them crosswise to get the best light,
Mm.
range. And I appreciated the movement and the control independently there. That was nice. And having been in real world situations like that, it was nice. I liked that.
And Jason, do you like spiders? Are you a spider guy?
They don't over much bother. Well, I'm sorry, no. They can bother me,
Yeah.
but not always.
There's a level, Jason. Spoiler, spoiler. There's a spider level, Jason. And oh boy, there's at least one or two friends of mine that I put them in this level. Oh, they would never forgive me. Because there's moments, Jason, where there's spiders that just like they're sitting in front of you about to jump and attack you, and you'll be paying attention to something else, and then you'll look down. It's like, oh, there's a spider in front of me, and then there's spiders jumping at you, and spiders coming down from above, and like it's it gets scary, Jason. It gets
Well,
really scary. It's like you can feel them on you, these spiders. This is basically a roller coaster, haunted house, where the haunted house has things that actually attack you and will kill you.
well, I will also say that was one thing I felt that the little bit of jump scares that there were got a bit old quickly, even in the demo.
I'm easily surprised, Jason, all the time, evidently.
Believe me, I know.
And at the end of many levels is just you getting, absorbed by this scary thing. Where it's like, the point of it is you're like dying here, and that's the end of the level. and that's just how it happens, and it's terrifying.
Well,
And it's part roller coaster too, so you get some of the roller coaster thrills too.
though I will tell you, yeah, actually, the roller coaster, once or twice, first times playing it, when you get those big dives, it does have this weird, I wouldn't say queasiness, but disconnect because
I
my body is
want,
expecting a
yeah,
certain
I
reaction.
want a like accessory that plugs in a fan accessory, plugs into your PS4 and is controlled through the PS4 to give you a sense of movement with the fan. Be good.
I don't know. But yeah, so
And then what else? What else about that game? I did play, as you know, the Until Dawn original, which is I think a fantastic game. You don't like it as much, regardless. It is very nice having played that game, getting some of the references they're showcasing there, and
I do need to, I
being able
guess I need to
to.
go back and play and actually finish that game. I played it, but I wasn't compelled to even get to the end. But
Yeah, I loved
maybe
it.
I'll give it a try again.
I loved it. Yeah, and there were some cool references there for people that have played it. Um, but oh man, horror in VR, Jason. They It's gonna kill somebody. I swear. We're gonna have a story of someone who has a heart attack. It's like it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. The end of the first level, my headset fell off. I was so freaked out. Like I was jerking my head around so much, like it's like I was so terrified that my headset fell off. It's like just like boom, it's in my lap. It's like wow.
The whole headset or like your earphones?
No, your earphones, the whole thing came off. The headset, the earphones, they're both off.
Wow.
I was I get scared. This last level, Jason. I don't know. Evidently you can't change the difficulty once you get going. So I'm on
Oh,
normal. I kind of want to change it to easy, but I'm stuck.
don't think you're gonna platinum that game.
You don't think I can beat that in insane? Probably
I
not.
doubt it.
I've
No.
died a couple times already. Oh man, there are some cool collectibles. Like as you're going through the level, you shoot some vases that are collectibles and stuff. It's got some stuff in it. But Resident Evil, man, it's coming in like a couple months, Jason.
I am curious to see how that works out.
Is that you've played Kitchen, right?
Yes.
Is that part of the game or no?
As I understand it, no.
Is that gonna be kind of what? Is that at all a taste of what we have to look forward to?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's going to be hard to
It's not a move
figure.
controller game, is it?
I
Resident
haven't
Evil.
I haven't seen anything one way or the other about that, so I don't know. I think
Okay.
it would be great if it was.
Are Resident Evil games typically hard? Like, will I not be able to finish this game? You think?
Um, I don't know because this seems like it's going to be bucking a lot of the Resident Evil trends, anyways. And I say that because it's first person, which is not normally a
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
Um, but I personally did not find the old Resident Evil games over much difficult. I haven't played some of the newer ones, um, but as I understand it, they haven't really changed that too much.
Okay. Now the other VR thing is the Martian VR experience came out, Jason.
Yeah, you told me about that. I think the
Yeah.
thing I'm most disappointed about is the
I wish
price
this was
point.
free.
Yeah.
Kind of like how Call of Duty was free. We didn't mention that. Call of Duty Jackal thing was free.
Yeah, that was so not worthwhile.
Jason, free. I played it. It was a polished free experience.
And I'm glad it was free because I would have been upset if I had paid anything for that.
But yeah, The Martian should be in that same free category to promote the movie. It's $20, and from all accounts, it's about 20 minutes worth of gameplay.
Hmm.
Beautiful 20 minutes, but 20 minutes for $20.
No,
Kinda outrageous.
no, yeah, it's more than kind of outrageous. Um, Honestly, I think that a lot of those experiences could be really great, and it's something that VR could excel at, but not at prices like that. That's just going to tank the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. They should give this to you free if you buy The Martian on PS4, the movie.
Sure, something. I really think it's a problem from one industry trying to get into another person's market or playground and not realizing what the market norms are.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. But yeah, I'll try it out once discount day. We'll see.
Yeah. But anyway, so I think that's really it for anything PlayStation related. I guess though.
Oh, not exactly. Persona 5, Jason.
Oh, I
Launching.
forgot.
No more a Valentine's Day, Jason game. April 4th, 2017. Persona 5 launches.
Yeah, that literally today got delayed.
And it's gonna have a dual Japanese English audio track.
I don't know, I kind of want to give it a try. I've never played a Persona game, but I'm a huge JRPG fan, and I hear that it's one of those you buy this game, and this game is the thousand
I hear good
hours of
things.
playtime. Yeah,
Too bad it's not
um,
a VR game, Jason.
yeah.
So sad.
Though actually, I guess tangentially related, just other game news, not necessarily a new release, so to speak, and it's also cross-platform. Titanfall 2's price cut. I mean, it's already $30 normal. I think I've seen Black Friday deals with it at $25. And I feel badly for it
Because it's a
because
good game.
that's what all reports are saying. I think that what it boils down to is first-person
Call of Duty
shooters
was
have
great
just
this year, though.
have not. Well, actually, Battlefield won more than Call of Duty apparently, and plus earlier in the year we had Doom with an amazing campaign.
But for Call of Duty, best Call of Duty in eons. Like,
Really,
fantastic.
but yeah. So
Best
basically,
campaign ever.
you feel badly for them because yeah, they knocked it out of the park, but it's just everybody was knocking it out of the park this
Mhm.
year, and they just. I also can't believe that EA, because yeah, EA makes Titanfall. EA sent it out to die. They put it out
I
right in the
think their
middle of
strategy
everything.
was to try to kill Call of Duty by having both Battlefield and Titanfall.
They killed themselves by putting it out after Battlefield, which was just doing so well. I mean, it wasn't worth it. They,
Yeah.
they they made a stupid decision, took a gamble, and the game suffered.
Yeah, they're trying to kill Call of Duty by having both those out there. They should have released it January, February. I don't know
Yeah.
when people are hungry again. Uh, the developers of Journey and Flower have teased their next game finally. It's going to be a game about giving, targeting a 2017 launch. So
Yeah, I haven't played Journey or Flower, um,
that's right. They're great.
so that doesn't mean much to me.
Basically, one of the best developers of the PS3 era with creative, artistic games.
I dare say one of the best quote art house style developers, but I'm not always into those art house games.
Art house games inspire the world, Jason.
Yeah, okay.
Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, that's coming out this year, hopefully.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Go ahead.
well, I was going to say I don't think there was much other PlayStation centric news,
No.
and
Did you have before we get to the Xbox? Did you have any Black Friday plans, or do you do
no,
much of that
no, I try to avidly avoid that. And then the other thing
online
is,
as well?
yeah, because I mean, like right now I've already done pretty much all the shopping for my kids,
Good job.
um, and then on top of that, I my wife and I, for us, we usually wait until income taxes to buy any like big additional purchases for us. It's kind of like
Gotcha.
an adult Christmas later type of thing.
There you go.
So basically, Black Friday has never been a draw for me, especially because I've always worked Black Friday. So
Yeah.
whatever.
I always like to keep an eye on the digital sales, either iTunes for movies or PSN. I'm sure we'll have some, and Xbox will have some good sales that day. We'll see.
Sure. Yeah.
Who knows? We can get The Martian for $5.
You are
Martian
so
VR.
cheap. Oh my God, you are so cheap.
Martian VR, man. No, Martian VR, not the movie. I already own the movie.
I know. I know. Anyways,
Anyways,
and
I really
honestly,
want that the battle zone to get a Black
I
Friday
was
sale.
unimpressed with that. So yeah.
I love that demo. Such a good demo. I did get my $15 back from the promotion. So I've now got $35 in my accounts from Sony Rewards,
Yes.
and then that. So I got some money for some top quality VR games.
Well, I hope some good stuff comes out.
I make a Drive Club. I'm debating
Please
here.
don't.
You're not a fan of the driving games,
No,
but I really want Batman. I really want Batman.
that one I can recommend.
I really want that Batman because I got the Rush of Blood, so I feel good there. You know, I think that's the best move game probably. Rush of Blood.
You haven't played Batman.
Most replayability of a move game.
Mm,
Replayability? You'll give me replayability, won't you?
I don't know.
Chase
I
the high
guess
scores?
I,
Terrify your friends?
I've got pixel gear for the high score chase, so
Okay. But yeah, Batman I think is my future. I can just look in the mirror all day long as Batman.
do the Macarena.
I was just thinking of Harry Potter,
Mirror
Sorcerer's Stone, and the mirror that shows you what you most desire.
of Erised.
Yeah, that would be a great VR experience.
Yeah,
You just walk in the room, the mirror shows you wonderful things. That'd be hard to do because that's to show yourself.
beyond hard to do.
That'd be really hard, yeah. So Xbox continues to dominate console sales.
Yeah, I think that's the only really big news. Though I am curious now that October. I guess I was expecting the PS VR to move more PlayStation 4 units, but with the PS4 Pro coming out in November, combined with the continued sales of the PSVR, I want to see if they continue it into November. I'm not saying they won't, but I'm saying PlayStation has the chance of kind of taking back the crown.
You know, Jason, I'm disappointed Nintendo did not make quantities of the NES Classic because you know how
It would not
hilarious,
count.
you know how hilarious, Jason, it would be if Nintendo in whatever month, like November or December, had the leading console sales
Look,
with the NES Classic. You know how
as
hilarious that'd be on NPD charts? If that
as
was
hilarious as that would be, I would not respect any chart that put that as a console
it's
sale.
a micro console.
That is no better than essentially a game. I would chart that on game sales.
Oh no, it's a console. It's got a controller. It plugs into the TV.
I would not respect any list that actually charted
I
that
would
with the
love
consoles.
that. That'd be great.
But yeah, so yeah,
So,
Microsoft. I mean, this is what I think 4 months running now. They managed to be on top.
yeah, that's
Not,
slim. That's slim. That's been.
but not by
That's been it, right?
yeah, but not by the same margins that Sony was on the top with the PS4 in the first place. And it could just be also the PS4 is already starting to reach a saturation point because it's just sold like hotcakes. Um, but we'll see come November and December who maintains the top spot. Because yeah, like you mentioned, there are a lot of PS4
I
slim
wonder what VR will
bundles.
do this holiday. Is it gonna be? I don't see it as a big holiday seller for Christmas.
I don't either. I will tell you, I did see, you mentioned a Black Friday ad. I did see a PlayStation 4 Pro with a 45-inch 4K UHD TV for $950.
You do? Don't you need 55 inches for 4K to be noticeable?
I don't think so. And it might have been 55. It was 45 or
Okay.
55. I don't
Okay.
remember which one. But again, I mean, that's a good deal on the two of those, considering, I mean, a lot of 4K TVs are $1,000, and basically you're getting a PS4 Pro for free.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah, I'll be curious how many units VR ships and if they'll ever tell us how that's doing.
But other than that, I mean, the only other like big Xbox news has been all the same big games coming out,
Which games?
multi-platform releases. Yeah, and it's sad. I wish we could spend some more time talking about it, basically, but that's just not the category of games I play.
I know Aaron's been playing a lot of Titanfall 2. It's been his jam.
Has it? Yeah.
Aaron, we didn't mention, is just tied up with work, as
Yeah.
one does.
I don't do a lot of the shooty McShoot face games, so
Except for Pixel Gear.
well, Pixel Gear and Overwatch.
Eve Valkyrie.
Well, yeah,
Shoot
but
things.
it's so not the same
You're
category.
not, yeah, the war campaign stuff.
Yeah. So other than that, I mean, there hasn't been much news-wise out of them, unless you were tracking things I'm not.
I have not seen much. Just it's new game season. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Now it's 15 years Xbox now.
Yes, it
15
is.
years, as of a couple days ago. Now Xbox tweeted out this picture up in the show notes of every version of the Xbox, Jason, that have been
Yes.
released for sale, I must say, because noticeably absent from this picture of all the Xboxes is a special edition of the Xbox One. Do you know which one I'm referencing?
No, I'm trying to. I'm pulling up the picture now to get a.
Which Xbox One special edition is not listed here because it was never for public sale?
Are you talking the Game of Thrones one?
Oh, that would be two then. Never mind.
Okay, which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Titanfall Xbox One.
Are you sure that's not it? Right there, the second one, right next to the black one.
That would be Call of Duty.
That was Call of Duty. Are you sure that wasn't Titanfall?
Positive. Titanfall was a orange and white one,
Oh, okay.
like the controller. So
Oh,
they released a controller you could buy, and the staff got a special console as well that was branded in a similar way. So yeah, so this picture's got all the ones you could probably buy. No Game of Thrones, no Titanfall, but you got the originals here. You got the translucent green. Now, did you have any of the? Did you own an original Xbox?
only after the fact. I actually recently, within the last 6 months, got an OG Xbox
For
um,
what purpose, I might ask?
collection.
Because Microsoft's done a good job of like
Backwards
porting,
compatibility
of
and
no,
full.
of porting any of the good Xbox games to 360 or the
Yeah,
One.
completely. It's a collector's type of thing.
Okay.
I like collecting. That having been said, I got the OG. Got my daughter an Xbox 360 some years ago. I never owned a 360, but whenever she decides she's grown out of it, that'll go into my collection. Honestly, it wasn't until the Xbox One came out that I even really did much with Xbox.
Yeah, me too.
Um,
I ignored them.
the only times I ever played Xbox were like deployed. A lot of soldiers liked the Xbox, and I spent a lot of time in some Halo. Um,
Now,
and I,
Jason, did you get your daughter the R2D2 360? Because that looks pretty
no,
great.
no. It's
I'm
just
looking through the list here, and it's like you get this R2D2, and it's pretty amazing.
yeah. But you're a bigger Star Wars person than I am, anyways.
Well, are you saying you're not going to see Rogue One at
No, I
midnight
didn't
when it
say
comes
that.
out? Okay.
I know you're a much bigger Star Wars fan than I am.
I mean, when that Battlefield VR, Battlefront, whatever it's called, VR
Thank
comes
you
out,
for proving
Jason,
my point.
I will be all over that. I'll be playing that 5 minute mission over and over again.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I mean, and a lot of those. It's not like there have been any, in my opinion, really crazy special editions of the console or anything like that. And it's 15 years, while notable. I mean, they are the youngest people to the table, so to speak.
I'm.
Um,
They made it through, man. They didn't
They
die.
they did they did, but
Yeah.
I have to temper that with the fact that they had the backing of a.
Microsoft, the biggest
I
company
mean,
in the
as a
world.
matter of fact, it's pretty much open knowledge that the OG Xbox only succeeded because Microsoft planned from square one to lose money on the OG Xbox to
Hmm.
put that foothold in the market to get the 360 out, and the 360 ended up being successful. And if they would have been any other company, they could not have done that. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah,
But
that's for sure.
it was wise of them
They
to
want Microsoft in the living room. This is their way.
it was wise of them to basically plan to just lose on round one. And then when you take in the 360 and the Red Ring of Death debacle, it almost seemed like all could have been for naught. Um, but they made hard choices, they spent the money, and they fixed that, and they did a heck of a job last generation.
They really did. I mean, in the end, PS3 held its own, but
It,
360 was the Nintendo of that generation.
yes. Ultimately, the
Well,
PS
we was too. I mean, let's be frank. That
ultimately the PS3 ended up being the winner of the generation. Not counting the Wii, but that's such a hard sell, so to
yeah,
speak.
we is a different market
Yeah.
almost.
But of the two, the PS3 ended up selling more. But they did so much right with the 360 that
I said
it,
the PS3 had the better long tail. The 360 had the better life.
Yeah, it had the better off the block type of thing,
Yeah,
which is why it's so sad that they screwed up so much at the launch of the Xbox, the announcement
it
and launch of
really
the
is.
Xbox One.
It really
But
is. Yeah,
in their defense,
they're
pretty
changing it.
pretty much
Yeah.
since the announcement and launch debacle, they have done nothing but the right stuff. Their pricing, their SKUs, and their services. I mean, everything. My Xbox One is an integral part of my media system. And it's funny because that's what they were derided and chided for at the announcement of the Xbox One. But it's
Hmm.
kind of one of those. If I was them, there'd probably be a lot of closed door meetings where I'd be sitting there screaming at the wall, "I told you so."
Now, the Slim has been out since like August, September, Jason.
Yes, I don't remember which one.
And the OG one has been out since how many years?
The OG Xbox One.
Yeah.
Um, that came out in
14?
2013
15?
or 14. It was either late 13 into
I
14.
mentioned this, Jason, because take note of the number of Slims that have already been released in this picture. We have 5 Slims and 6 OGs. They've already caught up basically to the OG. Because the sixth OG is that Elite controller black one, which I'm not sure how the console is different. But I find it hilarious that they've already released 5 different colors or limited edition models of the
See, and
hardware.
that's just it. Is that's I personally hate the different colors necessarily being considered different. Now, the Gears of War one, because it's branded Gears of War, I
Mm-hmm.
can justify calling that something different. But if it's not branded after a specific game and all that it is a different color, calling that a different model is just downright ridiculous.
Uh, I mean, I'm okay with it.
But anyways, so uh, in the
So yeah, my history
15.
with Xbox, I was an Apple guy during the introduction of Xbox,
And
and
still.
still, so throughout the original and the 360 era, I was very hesitant to give them a chance at all because it's like you're Microsoft, I hate you. Why would I ever give you a chance?
I was pretty close there with you, so yeah.
Yeah. So and then the one came out. It's like okay, let me get this thing, even though I hated myself getting it. But it's like, hey, you're on sale. You're really cheap right today. Got it for like $300 or whatever. Which, in retrospect, the Xbox One did not hold its value because you can get those for like 150, 250 these days. So,
Yeah, yeah, the original did.
those dropped quite a bit.
They're worth it, but yes, they
They
did
are,
drop.
yeah, but yeah, those go on sale. And but Halo was really. Oh, I also was bitter because they stole Halo away from the Macintosh. That was something else. But Halo's one hell of a franchise, I'll tell you.
It is, and it's funny because now Microsoft is kind of. I feel like they've been transitioning away from Halo as their mascot.
They have.
I think they're trying to go more Gears of War, if anything. But I very much enjoyed Halo. That's honestly, other than Halo, the only other big Microsoft game or franchise I ever really dove into was Fable.
Not Perfect Dark, Jason. Come on.
First of all, they don't know. Perfect Dark started with Nintendo, and I don't give
Oh,
them
I know.
credit.
Oh, I know.
Secondly, no, actually, I'm not a big fan of Perfect Dark, even on the N64.
Oh, snap.
On the other hand, Fable, um, it's funny because Fable is both the start of Peter Molyneux and his let me make all these promises I'm never going to be able to keep or realize in a game, but it was also Peter Molyneux really releasing just exemplary games. I mean, the Fable series was great, and it's a shame that it's pretty much dead at this point.
Yeah. Now, I must mention how I'm still kind of disappointed in Microsoft for their controller approach with clinging to their AA battery philosophy. They did this in the 360 era
The Xbox One doesn't have
and the
double A's
one.
though.
You have to buy a battery pack if you want non-double A's
Does
for
it? I don't
your.
know. I've had it
You
in there
probably
so
did it.
long
You
I
probably did
forget.
it the very first day you got it, but you need to buy a $25 rechargeable battery set for
I don't know,
the
but you know
one.
what? As somebody who has package boxes and boxes of rechargeable double A's, just because of, for example, the number of Wiimotes that I had, it doesn't bother me too much. But I also haven't had any battery
It
issues.
just
I
feels
mean,
very cheap. It
I
just feels
really,
very cheap of them.
I think I charge my Xbox One remote every 4 months.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I also must take appreciation in how much controller qualities have improved between last generation and this generation. They feel like toys, and this generation they feel like adult
I don't know. I'm actually going
controllers.
to be so bold as to say I don't mind the Duke, the original large Xbox
I've
controller.
never used it. I can say
Um,
the 360 and the PS3 controllers were not good.
well, I can say one of the reasons I don't mind it is it's very reminiscent of the Dreamcast controller, which I liked very much. So I didn't have a problem. I don't mind a larger controller. I don't have giant hands or anything. I just like a larger controller. It feels,
An American controller.
oh, come on, no. It feels more like there's more to it. Like I can put more faith in it, I guess. I don't know. And I know it's all in my head.
You can throw it at the wall easier.
I've never thrown a controller.
Really? Never.
Never.
Never?
Never.
You never got a fit of rage when you were a kid and threw it?
No.
Oh, good for
And
you.
back then, controllers were wired anyways.
Oh, I threw my wired controllers.
Well, some of us were smarter than that.
Okay. Oh boy.
But yeah, so honestly, I dare say the market is a better place. That Microsoft did have the money to force their way in.
Xbox
Um,
Live, man.
yeah, Xbox Live, the inclusion of broadband internet from Square One. Um,
That was in the OG Xbox.
yes, it had a broadband modem. Did not have a 56K modem, and it's made a difference. They've done a lot, and XBL is exponentially more reliable than PSN. I mean, it's so much more reliable that there are just times when I really consider abandoning PlayStation for it because I get so aggravated at the PlayStation Network. They both get a DDoS attack on the same day,
Yeah.
and PlayStation takes 3 months or 3 days to come back up, and XBL is back up in 6 hours.
Now let's figure out the last DDoS. PlayStation got up. Sorry, I'm a little tired. PlayStation got up. I don't know, within the same day.
Yeah, but not as quickly as Microsoft. The last time they were both DDoSed. And watch, I'm going to make a prediction now. Come Christmas, PSN is probably going to get DDoSed. Xbox is
Yes.
probably going to get DDoSed. But Xbox will be up by the end of Christmas Day.
Was the
PlayStation,
original? Was it wireless or wired for the original Xbox controller?
wired. As a matter of fact, you could also still, the Xbox 360 came default with wired controllers initially.
Amazing. I own a 360. I bought the $99 one on Black Friday.
Yeah, I
Four
think that's the
gig.
one I ended up getting. My daughter, I mentioned, I bought her one, and
It's the
when,
mini Xbox One.
yeah, Xbox One S or the
Yeah. It's the
Xbox
One
three
SS. The One
Xbox
SS.
360 Slim. There we go. That's what it was.
Yes. I was joking because it looks like a miniature Xbox One.
It does.
Yeah. Oh, Connect. We want to. Connect is a thing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Mine's hooked up. It's over there.
Yeah, mine's hooked up too.
I
Xbox, turn on. Hello.
a lot
I
of
know
people
how it
don't like
works.
it
It's
right
probably
now.
not set up for it now, but it's plugged in.
Honestly, I do. I wish they would have done more with it over time. Um, and especially the Connect 2, it is some amazing tech. I give them credit for it.
Hmm.
It's almost shameful that they haven't been able to do more with it.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's for sure.
But yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm looking forward to where we continue to go with the 360, or I'm sorry, the Xbox One.
We're
I kind of there
getting
are times,
Scorpio next year.
and they have said don't expect to get a new release every 2 years like that. I
This
will
one will
say,
be VR capable, Jason.
yeah, I will say there are times I am a little disappointed at the bro culture of the Xbox ecosystem.
Which is still there. To
Yeah,
a certain degree.
but again with this generation, they're doing everything right. That I'm going to give them credit. They came off the block wrong. They're doing well, and I'm interested to see where things are this time next year, or this time
Hmm.
2 years from now, a year after the Scorpio launch type of thing.
Was Xbox Marketplace before PSN?
Yeah. Oh, way before.
Okay, so they were like frontiers and digital downloads.
Yes.
It's safe to say.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, 15 years, and here's the
15
15
years.
more.
Man, look at these controllers. That Duke controller, man. That thing
I like the Duke though.
is crazy. Yeah. Okay. Anything
Anyways,
else to say on this?
no, I think that's really about it.
I mean, we
We
should
probably.
mention, of course, that this console is shunned in Japan.
Oh yeah, always has been. There are so many weeks there where there have been sales of one.
I love it. One person. That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah.
I almost wish we could have had Aaron here for this because Aaron was
He's
more on
more of an
X.
Xbox guy, right? Yeah.
Yes,
PC
um,
gaming.
yeah, but
I
maybe
got my Xbox. They've been doing some good stuff.
we can get his input after the fact.
Next time,
Yeah,
which will be after Black Friday, after Thanksgiving, sometime in December.
I'll be interested because usually you get those Black Friday reports about which console sold more. Be interested in seeing what the rundown is on that.
Yeah, the NES
Oh,
Classic.
stop it! That is not a console, Tim.
Oh gosh. I hope VR sells this Black Friday. Uh,
Yes, because I just want more people to play with.
right? And I want to be a success. I want that platform to take off.
But yeah, any parting shots out of you then, Tim?
Eagle Flight's great. People should play it. Rush of Blood is amazing. It really does make your blood rush, which is good. And Super Hypercube. Wonderful. I could just live in VR all day long.
I kind of want to. Right now, my goal is to at least break the top 50 on that.
I want to be number one.
I'm not going to be so bold to say that, but if I break top
What is the
50,
number one score? And
oh, I don't know. It makes me cry when I see it, though.
it's amazing. The numbers just kind of multiply pretty quickly as you get higher and higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, pro tip: don't use the bomb.
No, no.
Just use
It's a pro tip I gave you.
the slowdowns. Hey, I knew that before we started. Oh boy. Anything else, Jason?
No, I think that's it for me, man.
Cool deal. Where can folks find you on the interwebs?
I'm Risen Devil, RISNDEVIL. Pretty much anywhere, Xbox Live, PSN, Twitter, anywhere you look that there's a Risen Devil, that's going to be me.
Okay. My handle is TCHATEN. You can go to youtube.com/tchannel for the video version of the show. We'll be back next time for level 10 of the show. Stay tuned.
Later.
Later.